What's happening, everybody? I'm Todd Tanner. This is Wrestling News Now. Let's get right down to it. The one and only, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, often said to be the man, you've got to beat the man. Well, he is still the man. It wasn't pretty, it was brutal, it was nasty, it was ugly. However, Ric Flair, at the age of 73, won his last match. So let's get down to the story here as reported by ESPN. Ric Flair, 73, handles pressure off his classic performance in winning his final wrestling match. Ric Flair did his trademark strut. He led the crowd in chanting, "Woo!" The legendary pro wrestler even bled the color red, drenching his face and recognizable white hair like it would have in the 1970s or 1980s. Infinity. Flair's final wrestling match ended Sunday night here at a sold-out municipal auditorium with the figure 4 leg lock. The finishing move that is synonymous with the Nature Boy. Flair 73 was the winner, of course, in a tag team match alongside partner and son-in-law Andre El Dio against the team of Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. The attendance was nearly 10,000 per broadcast provider, Fight TV. Flair was clearly exhausted by the end of his first match since 2011, but he was healthy enough by the end to walk out under his own power and do an interview with longtime wrestling broadcaster Tony Schiavone. After the match, Flair was helped out of the ring and he greeted his family in the front row, as well as pro wrestling luminaries, The Undertaker, Bret Hart, and Mick Foley. "I had one of my best matches of my career here with Ricky Steamboat," Flair said. "All my family is here. We made jokes about me being married 5 times. All the kids are here. One wife, but all my granddaughters, my friends are here. I swear to God, guys, if I didn't have enough pressure on me tonight, blanking Kid Rock walked into the locker room tonight." The grueling match was nearly 30 minutes long, and while it was clear Flair was not the same man who transcended pro wrestling in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and Andrade, Lethal, and Jarrett did the bulk of the hard-hitting moves, Flair was able to hold his own weight. He launched chops and punches, his donkey low blow, and even took a vertical suplex from Lethal, with whom he trained for this match to get ready. The finish came when Jarrett, a legend in his own ring performing in his hometown, landed his signature guitar shot on Lethal accidentally when Andrade pulled Flair away. Flair's other son-in-law and the card's promoter, Conrad Thompson, threw Andrade a pair of brass knuckles from the front row, with Andrade passed to Flair. Flair landed a brass knuckle shot on Jarrett and then put him in the figure 4 leg lock to end the match. "This match is the most important of my career," said Andrade, an AEW star who is married to Flair's daughter and WWE standout, Charlotte. "This is unbelievable. I don't even have words for this. Flair feels better than guys 20 years old. He's an inspiration to me." Flair is a former 16-time world champion and a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest wrestlers in the history of the business, and his stardom has crossed over into the mainstream even in the current day. Flair has been featured in several music videos by hip-hop artists, including a song written about him called Ric Flair Drip by Offset in 2017. He was the leader of the influential 4 Horsemen faction in wrestling, and his matches and work on the microphone are iconic. Many of his catchphrases, and of course the classic "Woo!" are still repeated today. Flair's style and swagger, complete with expensive suits, diamond-encrusted robes, eye-catching jewelry, and crocodile skin shoes, have been emulated well enough beyond the wrestling world. Flair wore a robe that was estimated at nearly $40,000 to the ring last night, but that's where the glitz ended, and things got more down and dirty. Midway through the match, Flair took a razor blade to his forehead to cause bleeding, a pro wrestling technique to intensify a match. Lethal said Flair doing that was his biggest concern because of the unpredictability of how a septuagenarian Flair will react to a cut. That's the unknown variability, said Lethal, who also wrestles for AEW. I hate to give too much away in wrestling, but Rick, he'd like to do what's called walking and talking. There isn't a lot of that planned, but I can foresee how a lot of the moves will go. The only thing I can't foresee is how much he will bleed. Is it uncontrollable? Is it controllable? Was it too much? It was out of our hands. Jarrett was emotional after the match, saying it was overwhelming. It's his last one, said the 55-year-old Jarrett, a WWE Hall of Famer who works as an executive in WWE. If anything goes wrong, it's on me. It's on others. I'm so damn happy for Rick. I don't know what to say as a spectator. Y'all watched it and went home tonight. When you're participating, it's a whole other level of pressure that I've been under. A bloody Flair was helped up the ramp to the back by Andrade. Lethal, who had been an enemy in the storyline, came out and he and Flair fell into a long embrace. Flair had been incredibly appreciative and trusting of Lethal to get him ring ready for his final match. I said, if you blanking love me, you're the blanking man. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up because you're blanking great. You're the greatest wrestler in the blanking world, Lethal said. He starts crying and says, thank you much. Ric Flair, thank you, because without a doubt, you are the GOAT. You are the one. You are the man. For Wrestling News Now, I'm Todd.